WYMT, dedicated to Eastern Kentucky.
Coming up on Mountain News this morning, folks across the region wake up to a snowy scene just outside their doors, and crews prepare to continue clearing the roads to make sure your daily drive to work is safe as possible.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
It's almost 6 o'clock on this Monday morning. Good morning to you. I'm Dakota Makris. I am so happy to be back home on Mountain News This Morning. Let's take it over to Brandon Robinson for a look at our forecast. Brandon, this morning, I don't know what I was expecting to wake up to. I looked out my window. The roads downtown were almost clear. My car wasn't that covered. But, I mean, I guess it could be worse.
Hey, listen, it might be worse a little bit later today.
Yeah.
And you're not Chaz.
No, I'm Dakota Makris. Good morning to you, Brandon.
I got have a little fun there for just a second. I had to bring you back to the energy we normally have here in the morning. But yes, it is a cold and snowy start out there for a lot of folks this morning, but we're going to continue to see that for a little while longer. Winter weather advisory replaced the winter storm warning in a lot of counties, and some snow still rolling through. We got a couple more waves of that. Now, again, I think you could see some light accumulations at some places today, but it's not going to be a widespread thing. Over at Pikeville, roads pretty slick in spots there. You can see the snow there on the sides and the kind of the medians and things, but just be careful, slow it down, because now everybody in our region, Charleston's at 30, but everybody in our region is below 30 degrees. So again, keep that in mind. Temperatures continuing to fall just a little bit this morning. I think we'll eventually get down to right around 25. And you could tell that we are several degrees colder today in most areas. Now, Ashland's an exception, but in most areas than we were this time yesterday. In some spots like Harlan, Wise, and Middlesboro approaching 10 degrees colder than this time yesterday. So the forecast high today is 29. The average high for this time of the year, 44. The record high for this day is 62 back in 1990. Dakota?
All right, Brandon, thank you. Well, snow began falling in Laurel County Sunday and continues to impact road conditions. Sunday evening, Kentucky transportation officials felt that road conditions would still cause problems throughout the District 11 region. Spokesperson Les Dixon wants people who have to be on the roads just to be careful.
I know the roadways will be hazardous in the morning, and like I said, if you have to get out, you just, use extreme caution.
Well, transportation officials hope that the roads will be cleared by this afternoon, but it will all depend on continued snow and any ice. Maintenance crews here in Berry County are preparing to clear and salt roads this morning, but crew members are still urging people to stay off the roads. Freddie Grigsby with the Perry County Fiscal Court says this snow is more dangerous than we experienced a week and a half ago thanks to the ice. Grigsby and other crew members urge everyone to stay off the roads unless absolutely necessary.
Be extremely careful. Just don't go if you don't absolutely have to, because actually this one again I think is worse than a big snow because it's going to be slicker under due to the rainfall before and the freezing and not very much snow on top of it. So it's going to be worse than the other. I'd rather travel in the deep snow.
Well, if you live here in Perry County, you are asked to be patient with maintenance crews as they work to clear and salt the roads today. Road crews and transportation officials across the region have been preparing for the ice and snow this winter storm has been bringing. Our Chaz Jenkins has more on those preparations.
Preparing for the worst, as Kentucky Transportation Cabinet officials have been in recovery mode.
Which means that we've been calibrating our equipment and inspecting it, making any necessary repairs, making sure we have enough salt to get us through the event.
For many local fire departments, it is all hands on deck.
We're going to have 3 firefighters here at all times, 24 hours a day for the next 4 days. Normally we don't do that, but in extreme emergencies, we tend to have people on staff.
Officials say they are worried the most about the potential for ice.
We may have to do more salting and less scraping if it's a layer of ice to give the salt a chance to melt before we try to scrape anything off.
If you do find yourself on the roads, be cautious for black ice.
You always want to turn into the spin. Do not apply your brakes, just accelerate as much as possible, and usually your vehicle will sustain itself. It'll come back.
always pushing the golden rule of severe weather.
Best advice is just to stay at home, if at all possible. Don't get out unless you absolutely have to.
Ready to go for any amount of snow. Jazz Jenkins, WYMT Mountain News.
Some people were stuck in traffic for several hours on I-75 southbound near mile marker 47. The road shut down around 5 o'clock yesterday evening. Fire crews said the road briefly reopened but was closed after about 15 minutes when a truck got stuck in the snow. Road crews were on the scene working to clear the roads. Fire crews say there were multiple agencies working to assist stranded drivers. For now, the road is back up and traffic in the area is flowing again. A rock slide that has been blocking Kentucky 321 since January 3rd was cleared Friday and the road has reopened. The massive Floyd County slide was likely caused by rapid freezing and thawing due to up and down temperatures. Local officials say it is one of the biggest rock slides they have ever seen. No injuries were reported from the rock slide, and access to homes or businesses were not directly impacted. Travel in Laurel County has also been very limited. A Laurel County Sheriff's deputy shared these photos of Main Street in London and 490 north of London. Salt trucks are out in the area, but deputies say, drivers just need to stay home and only get out if needed, saying they also responded to crashes yesterday as the snow fell. The winter storm is also making an impact in some of our neighboring states. Ice and snow created dangerous roads and conditions in Virginia overnight. Major interstates are seeing countless issues, including traffic, abandoned semis, and drivers losing control of their cars. Well, we are keeping a close eye this morning on power outages due to heavy and wet snow and ice. Roughly 2,600 households in Laurel County are without power. Lee, Owsley, Rockcastle, Estill, and Clay counties are also reported to be experiencing outages. We will have the list of those outages in our counties over on our website at WYMT.com. With the snowstorm making an impact, utility company officials like those at Kentucky Power are preparing for power outages like we're seeing here in our region this morning. Cindy Wiseman, spokesperson for Kentucky Power, says the company is taking an all-hands-on-deck approach and have been doing all they can to prepare workers and customers for outages, as well as prepare to assess any damage left behind.
We're able to determine, based on the forecast, if and when we need crews staged in certain areas, should we bring in outside resources, what will be the safety hazards of this particular storm event, those types of things.
Officials advise everyone to prepare an emergency plan and an emergency kit if you experience a power outage. And if you live with someone who requires special care, such as an elderly person or someone with a medical condition, ensure you have a safety kit or a plan for them as well. Well, it's not just our region feeling the impact of ice and snow this morning. Winter storm warnings and advisories are posted up and down the East Coast, with some areas bracing for nearly a foot of snow. Laura Podesta reports from New York.
A major winter storm is taking aim at much of the eastern U.S.
Overnight's going to be very unpredictable, and with the darkness and ice on the roads and high winds, this could be a very dangerous situation.
The National Weather Service posted alerts along a path that stretched from Mississippi to Maine. An estimated 80 million people live in areas expected to be affected by the storm.
We should have stayed at home, but we needed some groceries.
Hundreds of crashes were reported as snow and freezing rain blanketed the southeast on Sunday.
We was out before the snow started, and we was hurrying up trying to go home, literally.
A tractor trailer slid off a bridge in North Carolina, leaving it dangling from the side of an overpass. The driver was hospitalized and is expected to survive.
Please don't take unnecessary chances with this dangerous winter storm. Stay put and stay safe.
Snow and ice aren't the only threats facing the Northeast.
Along the shore, our major concern is going to be with the wind, which could bring down trees and power lines.
Officials from New Jersey up to Massachusetts expect wind gusts of up to 70 miles per hour. Laura Podesta, CBS News, New York.
As of 3:30 this morning, more than 180,000 homes and businesses in 9 states were without power due to this storm. That number is expected to increase as the day progresses. Well, the Kentucky candle factory destroyed by the Mayfield tornado will not be rebuilt. 8 employees of Mayfield Consumer Products candle factory died in the tornado. Some workers filed a class action suit against their employer, alleging they were not allowed to seek shelter during the storm. With the Mayfield plant closing, some of the 501 employees will be offered new jobs at another location about 10 miles away. But it's estimated that at least 250 Candle employees will be laid off permanently.
6:09 here on this Monday morning. I'm actually updating the power outage story right now, and it looks like the number of outages increasing across the region this morning. I know Kentucky Power alone has more than 2,600 people without power. I'm putting the rest of the numbers in now, so that story will be updated here soon on WYMT.com. Let's go over to our winter weather advisory, kind of show you what's going on there, and we're continuing to watch that kind of replace that winter storm warning this morning. It goes through later this afternoon, either lunchtime or right around 4 o'clock for those higher elevation counties there near the border. We're going to continue to see some cold temperatures out there. Wise at 23, and it looks like Ashland at 28 and Logan too are some of our warmer spots. So it's going to be a cold day as we head out across the region this morning. 29 this afternoon, scattered snow showers will be back and forth throughout the day, and we're going to continue to see that for a while. But then as we head deeper into tonight and the rest of the week, we dry out briefly, but more chances for rain and snow return as we head toward midweek. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. More news is on the way. When we come back, the nation mourns the loss and remembers the life of a true American hero. That's next.
Nestled just off the beaten path in the Appalachian Mountains, a hidden gem awaits. Experience nature the way you want. Kayak down the river, hike a trail, or stroll through a beautiful park. Sip a local bourbon or craft beer as you explore City Square, where local culture and food make you feel like this is where you're meant to be. Are you ready? Pikeville. Let the mountains move you.
So if I buy this today, I get free service for life?
Something like that. Congratulations.
Thanks. What is this?
Oh, it's standard. It's in the contract.
So I get all this for free?
Yeah, something like that.
I trust you too.
You can keep the pen.
Everything okay?
I'm just looking for the string.
The books are 100% free. No strings attached.
All the books an undergraduate will need, all free.
As health professionals, we're on your side.
We do everything we can to keep your kids happy and healthy so they can do great things.
We encourage you to immunize your kids up to age 18 because the facts are clear.
Childhood immunizations are a safe and simple way to prevent illness.
Sé el héroe que tus hijos necesitan hoy para que ellos sean héroes mañana.
Ask your child's healthcare provider about the benefits of childhood immunization.
If you like to explore the great outdoors, then save the date for the East Kentucky Sport Boat and RV Show on February the 11th through the 13th. It's at the Appalachian Wireless Arena in Pikeville. There's over 24,000 square feet of awesome displays featuring boats, RVs, sport utilities with great deals throughout. Bring the entire family and plan your next great adventure. And remember, kids fish free in the trout tank. The East Kentucky Sport Boat and RV Show, February the 11th through the 13th.
I'm Billy Johnson, and I've spent my career representing injured people. I've never represented insurance companies, large corporations, or special interests. I've never run for or held public office. Injuries are serious matters. Your attorney should not have distractions or conflicts. My only business is representing injured people. If you've been injured, call me, Billy Johnson. Make it our fight.
Hi, folks. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Millions of people have called the Medicare coverage helpline. Call, Check your zip code, see if you're eligible, and get what you deserve. Call now.
Call 1-800-476-5600. That's 1-800-476-5600 now.
Travel forecast sponsored by Big Sandy Heating and Cooling, the king of comfort.
6:14 on this cold Monday morning. We're still dealing with some snow out there, and we've switched out our winter storm warning for a winter weather advisory, as we suspected would happen for today. Let's take a look at our forecast this morning. Live pinpoint Doppler radar is still showing some blue, indicating some snow still coming down across parts of the region, or at least showing up on Doppler. Now, if you're seeing snow in your area, please let me know, because I haven't seen any on our cameras just yet, but it's kind of a thin band. There is some more back out there, so we'll continue to watch that and see how it plays out as we head deeper into the morning and into the early afternoon hours. London Corbett Airport, though, looks like they are snowed in this morning. Not much clearing there on the runway or the walkways there. As you head out the door this morning, we had a car out front last night. You can see where it was when the snow kind of come down around it there, and we'll see again some snow and ice here in the in Hazard this morning and over at Whitesburg there. Main road's in pretty good shape, but again, be extra careful if you have to be out this morning. US 119, US 23 at Jenkins. Again, that icicle right there on the camera tells me that it's cold out there, but I'm sure the roads aren't in too much better shape. So just, again, continue to be careful. Temperatures this morning, 23 in Wise to 28 in Ashland and Logan and Hazard. Hazard now up to 28 as well this morning. So kind of a range there. Travel not recommended, but if you do have to be out, please give yourself plenty of time to get where you're going, okay? And give yourself time to get those cars cleared off, especially if you didn't do that last night. When we came out from the hotel this morning, we had to clear the car off before we could get into the car to get going. So, I mean, that's going to take you a few minutes. I think it took us about 15 minutes once we left to get everything kind of out and ready to go. So just be careful out there. Give yourself plenty of time to get where you're going. And even this afternoon, especially the areas that see some more snow accumulate, it's going to be some slick roads again, so just be careful. Remember your driving tips, clear off your cars. That's the biggest thing. Remove the ice and snow there from your car windows, your mirrors, your lights, all of that, anything that's got it on there. And, of course, check your tires. You want to have good tread on your tires, and you want to make sure that they're properly inflated. And then, of course, if you do hit a patch of ice, tap that brake. I know it is human nature to want to slam on the brake to stop the car and stop it right there, but tap those brakes, take your foot off the accelerator, and just be easy out there this morning. There's the winter weather advisory that goes until noon for most counties, and then till 4 for the border counties there with Kentucky, Virginia, and maybe even into Tennessee. I'll have to check that again. But again, a lot of them from noon today, but it's going to be a wild ride as we head through the afternoon hours. Now, there's the low, way over there toward Washington, D.C. That was the one that was plaguing us. It's making its way up the coastline, but you see that wave of energy is still pushing this moisture back toward us there, and we're going to see that for a little while longer. But there are clearing skies back out toward St. Louis and Kansas City. It's going to take them a little bit to get here. Let's take a look at future view, and you see the snow still hanging around this morning there after that first one moved out. Again, we could see that through mid to late morning and into the early afternoon, but it could actually potentially redevelop tonight along the Kentucky-Virginia border. So we're going to keep a close eye on that one for you as well. Heading toward tomorrow morning, we're going to see some cold temperatures once again, and that will be the story of tomorrow, but we'll see clouds early and sunshine as we head deeper into the day. Their temperatures top out near 40, and then we'll see again possibilities for some rain coming into play early on Wednesday. Watch this. As it moves across by lunchtime, I think most folks in the northern counties will be seeing some rain that will drift further south throughout the day, south and east. And look up here, as if we hadn't seen enough of that already. There's some more snow on the back of this system as temperatures drop rapidly there. You see Lexington going to 35 by 7 o'clock and Louisville at 30, and temperatures already in the upper 30s and low 40s across our region. So for today, through 4 o'clock this afternoon, we could pick up an additional half inch to an inch to maybe even 2 inches, some of those higher elevations there across parts of our region. So, again, just keep an eye on that and just be careful out there. I mean, especially those secondary roads, you're going to have some rough secondary roads this morning. So just take it easy, take it slow. And if you don't have to be out, stay at home. WIMT weather app, great tool to have no matter if it's snowing, if it's sunny, if it's raining, if it's cloudy. It doesn't make any difference. It's a great tool to have. Easy way to get it. Pull out your phone, pull out your tablet, open the camera. Point that camera right there at the QR code. You do not have to take a picture of it. Just point it at it. it will start that process to get that app downloaded. It is free. And of course, if you want to just go through, if you're watching us on your phone or your tablet right now and you just want to go through the App Store, search WYMT Radar. That will get you fixed up, okay? 7-day forecast for the weekend's always in view. A couple of milder days, but then we see temperatures crash again as we head from Wednesday night into Thursday, and that trend will be completed there as we head toward the weekend, and maybe just a little bit of rebound by early next week. Dakota?
All right, Brennan, thank you. Well, on Sunday, we lost an American hero. Tuskegee Airman Brigadier General Charles McGee died yesterday at the age of 102. He was one of the last surviving Tuskegee Airmen. He died in his sleep with his right hand over his heart. His younger daughter said in a statement, he was a decorated veteran who flew 409 combat missions during his career. He was part of the successful all-black Tuskegee Airmen, a group that was highly influential in the civil rights movement. Hundreds of Arizonians held a voting rights rally Saturday as part of an early commemoration of Dr. Martin Luther King's holiday. The rally was also designed to put pressure on Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema as key legislation comes to a vote on Tuesday.
Phoenix strong all day long! Phoenix strong all day long!
Hundreds of people spent Saturday morning marching down Jefferson Street.
Hey, hey! Ho, ho!
Calling on the Biden administration and Congress to end the filibuster and deliver on voting rights.
I just don't see any purpose in the filibuster. I don't see how it benefits. If you have a straight vote up and down, then that really should decide the matter.
I'm 70 years old, and I've never seen the uncertainties, the restrictions, the bickering that's going on in Congress right now.
The Freedom to Vote John R. Lewis Act, if approved, could create new standards for federal elections and strengthen current voting laws. Today's event happened on what would have been Martin Luther King Jr.'s 93rd birthday and included speakers from here in the Valley and King's family.
All of us can create change when we choose to show up and speak out.
King's granddaughter and son both calling out Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema for refusing to end the filibuster. As ABC 15 previously reported, Sinema has co-sponsored the voting rights legislation but doesn't agree with ending the filibuster, which is what supporters say is needed to pass the bill.
Eliminating the 60-vote threshold will simply guarantee that we lose a critical tool that we need to safeguard our democracy.
The 15th Amendment that gave formerly enslaved people the right to vote in 1870, that didn't have bipartisan support. Should former slaves have been denied the right to vote, Senator Sinema? I'm just applying her logic here and showing that it's not logical at all.
We asked Sinema if anything has changed since her speech on the floor. A spokesperson from her office referred us back to her comments on Thursday.
I support these bills because they strengthen Americans' access to the ballot box, and they better ensure that Americans' votes are counted fairly. It is through elections that Americans make their voices heard, select their representatives, and guide the future of our countries and our community.
The Senate says they plan on taking up the voting rights bill on Tuesday.
Although Monday is the federal Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, today also marks a less reverent occasion. On this date, more than a century ago, Prohibition began with the Volstead Act outlawing the sale of alcohol across the U.S. And on that day, a small town in Iowa decided to fight back by making a high-caliber bootleg whiskey known as Templeton Rye. That's how January 17th became celebrated as National Bootleggers Day. Today is also the birthday of Al Capone, who would make Templeton Rye the center of his bootleg empire. So the Bootlegger Society invites you to raise a glass Monday to remember a time when doing so was against the law. Well, just ahead here on Mountain News this morning, archaeologists make an ancient discovery in the Middle East, thousands of years in the making.
Oh, got a nice cut here.
Goodness, let me see it. Thank you so much. I've got one. Can I help you with that?
Being a nurse is not just what you do. It's who you are. Realize your potential at a college dedicated to nothing else. Start your tomorrow today at Galen College of Nursing.
Has credit card debt got you feeling like you just can't breathe?
We just kept drowning and drowning, swimming in debt.
I was struggling. Late fees, missing payments, it all came at me.
I found myself overwhelmed with debt.
Whether you're 10, 20, 30, even 50,000 or more in debt, there is a way you can breathe easy again. It starts with a simple phone call to Freedom Debt Relief.
Freedom Debt Relief for me was a lifesaver.
I felt so calm and relieved after talking to them.
It just has been a godsend for us.
More than 50% of Freedom clients get a debt settlement within the first 3 months. Imagine how good that would feel.
Freedom Debt Relief allowed me to start living life again.
I can put my head on a pillow at night and go to sleep.
Freedom has served over 800,000 people and helped settle over $10 billion in debt. And they do that with no loan required and no upfront settlement costs. In fact, Freedom guarantees you won't pay a penny unless they can settle your debt and help you save money. How's that for a breath of fresh air?
I am now successfully debt-free.
Sudden life changes, unexpected expenses, even health issues. Whatever the cause, credit card debt can happen to anyone. And you may think you have it under control until suddenly you don't. Call Freedom now, and as soon as day one, you'll be set up with a personalized solution. You'll speak one-on-one with a certified debt consultant based right here in the U.S. Call Freedom now so you can breathe easy again.
I'm here to tell you, if you're feeling overwhelmed with debt, please give Freedom Debt Relief a call.
Freedom Debt Relief was the right choice for me.
I'm so thrilled with the results from Freedom Debt. If anybody is considering it, go for it.
Call 1-800-830-4410 now to talk with a certified debt consultant. There's no obligation and no upfront settlement fee. 1-800-830-4410 or go to FDRUSA.com.
We need some help.
I know. I'm going to CashNetUSA.com. And if approved, we can have the money in our account as soon as the same business day.
Go to CashNetUSA.com to apply for the money you need.
Download the WYMT weather app and get up-to-the-minute radar and forecast readings for your location. Sponsored by Kentucky Power.
WYMT, dedicated to Eastern Kentucky.
6:26 on this Monday morning, and a good morning to you. It is a cold start to the day, and there is more snow out there. I know folks are waking up like, really? More snow this morning? Yep, unfortunately, we talked about this last night. There was a wave of energy behind the main system, which is now basically over Washington, D.C., or that area anyway. But this little short wave of energy continues to bring us some at least snow chances throughout the region. The thing is, I've not seen any snow actively falling on any of our cameras this morning, but a few flakes are still flying out there in some areas and will continue to do so at times. US 119 up on top of Whitesburg Pine Mountain looks clear, but looks can be deceiving out there as temperatures are in the 20s area-wide this morning. 23 Wise, 27 now. Prestonsburg, Logan, 28 Hazard, and Ashland this morning. Mojicast for today, snow showers back and forth, scattered snow showers. Won't be around all day, but it will be a dreary day today, a cold day too. Sun and clouds for your Tuesday, warm us up close to 40, and then rain and snow chances possible as we head into your Wednesday. All right, let's check your lottery jackpots. Don't forget Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot now up to $347 million, and tonight's Powerball jackpot is $53 million. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Archaeologists have discovered an incredible 4,500-year-old highway in Saudi Arabia lined with ancient tombs. Aerial surveys and satellite images helped Australian researchers make the important discovery. It stretches for hundreds, perhaps even thousands of miles, perhaps all the way into Yemen. Now, there are at least 18,000 tombs lining the route and mainly are surprisingly well preserved. The next step is to do more radiocarbon dating to learn more about the tombs, which reach back to the Bronze Age. A federal judge has poked holes in the legal arguments of Swiss cheesemakers to benefits Wisconsin's dairy industry. Cheesemakers in Switzerland argued they should have exclusive naming rights for Gruyere cheese since it was created by the Swiss in the 12th century. But in America's dairy capital of Wisconsin, Door County cheesemakers believe they deserve a taste. The U.S. District Court agreed, ruling that the Wisconsin cheesemaker can also use the name of that cheese despite its origins. The Wisconsin Cheesemakers Association held the court victory, which means that cheese belongs not to just the Switzerlands, but to Americans too. Well, the time is now 6:28. When we come back here on Mountain News this morning, find out how you can help an Eastern Kentucky Art Center as it prepares to set the stage for a special award ceremony.
Why would you buy life insurance from anyone else when Senior Life gives you all your money back? It's simple. When other companies say they save you 1% of your money, Senior Life says we give it all back. That's right. With return of premium life insurance from Senior Life, we don't save you 1% of your money. We give it all back, 100%. It works like this. If you pass away while you're insured, your loved ones get a check for the coverage amount you chose. But if you're still living at the end of the term, you get back all the money you paid, guaranteed. Spend it any way you wish. While others may talk about saving you money, Senior Life is the only one giving it all back. Return of premium term life insurance gives you protection if you need it, and 100% cash back if you don't. Get all your money back with return of premium life insurance from Senior Life. Call the number on your screen now for free information. You have no obligation. Call now.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. Forward pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at just $19.99 a month and include unlimited talk and text. Add 3 gigabyte of data for only $29.99 a month. 6 gigabyte of data, $39.99. Or take it to the max with unlimited data plus, only $89.99, which has 50 gigabytes of high-speed data. All the features without the long-term commitment. It's forward pay because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Of course the AC dies in the middle of summer. Luckily, we're members of American Home Shield.
American Home Shield provides home service plans that help cover the costs when parts of more than 20 home systems and appliances wear out, like our AC just did. And if they can't repair it, they'll replace it.
This is totally fine. I don't have to worry about finding someone to fix my fridge. I can just stick to making breakfast. American Home Shield has flexible plans to fit your budget and needs.
This old toilet's been flushing for 3 hours straight. It's no biggie, though. My American Home Shield plan covers items no matter their age. I already showered today. For a free quote, go to ahs.com. That's ahs.com. You stay.
Never been a better time to experience a better litter box. Introducing Pretty Litter. Its lightweight crystals trap odor. Ships right to you for free. Head to prettylitter.com to try it today.
We have the lowest prices on Mitsubishis, and that's a fact, Jack.
We're all jacked up about this month's sales event.
Okay, I get it. My name's Jack Walters, and that's the theme of the ad. Let's just show the offer.
Who's got the best selection of pre-owned? We do.
New Mitsubishi Outlanders are arriving daily.
Every new Mitsubishi comes with a spare tire and...
And a jack. Okay, I get it. Come shop us in Pikeville or online at waltersmm.com.
Download the WYMT weather app and get up-to-the-minute radar and forecast readings for your location. Sponsored by Kentucky Power.
Coming up on Mountain News this morning, shoppers in our region spend the weekend preparing to see some snow when an Eastern Kentucky event wraps up early due to the wintry weather here in the mountains.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you. It's Monday at 6:33. I'm sure a lot of you all are waking up to snow outside. Let's head in. Let's check in with our snow lover, Brandon Robinson, for a look at that forecast. Brandon, I don't know if snow lover was the right word to call you there, because I don't think at this time you are loving it.
Here's the thing. I love the occasional snow, but it's been just wave after wave after wave, and it's always on the weekend. I just want a weekend. That's all I want.
Nope.
But, we're working here trying to keep you safe, and that's what it's all about anyway, and make sure that everybody's up to date. But let's talk about what's going on right now. Some more snow as we head out the door this morning. We're going to continue to track that for a little bit, and we're going to continue to see that for a little bit. It's not great. It's not a great amount, but there is a few flakes still flying out there in some areas. UVA-wise camera up on High Knob. Again, you can see that things are fairly quiet. Maybe just a little bit on the overcast side over there, a little dreary. I-64, though, they've changed that camera. It's a different angle, and it might be because the wind is blowing. I've noticed that on some cameras this morning, so it may have pushed it in that direction. I don't even think that's I-64 anymore. I think that's that's Highway 801 actually there, but you can see it's a slick road out there regardless, so we're going to continue to keep an eye on that for you this morning. Temperatures in the 20s area-wide. Warm spots 28 in Ashland and in Hazard. Everybody else is below that. A lot of 25s and 26s and 7s out there this morning, and temperatures a little colder and wise at 23. So grab your coffee if you have to be out. I know a lot of you probably won't have to travel too much today. It's a holiday for school kids and for some places for work. But if you don't have to be out, please stay at home because it's going to be a very dangerous situation in some spots there this morning. Some slick spots possible. Main roads are in good shape, but those secondary roads I'm sure are pretty rough, and those snow chances will continue for a little while as we head into the afternoon. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Legendary Wildcats men's basketball head coach Joby Hall has died. We talked with fans across eastern Kentucky to see what Coach Hall's legacy left on them.
Well, just somebody I always grew up with as a kid. Everybody remembers Joby Hall. And, if you went to all the games, he's always there. There's always somebody you can always point at to your kids, hey, this is Joby, remember him?
Coach Calipari says we're the golden standard of basketball. I think Joe Hall started that. Kentucky being a first-class act, around Kentucky and around the nation.
Seemed like a great guy. I met him one time at the state tournament, and just a genuine, Kentucky boy that got the chance to coach the Wildcats. You don't see that a lot, especially not anymore.
Before the snow hit, folks in Pikeville were out and about preparing for the worst. Many folks were getting the essentials like the usual milk and bread, but folks are also preparing for power outages with other groceries, especially water and canned goods. Many also prepared by gathering gas or propane to stay warm. We talked to people about how and why they were preparing for the storm.
We're going to go to Walmart to finish up, get the rest of the things we need here in a minute, get a couple cases of water and everything. Because I don't know how much snow it's supposed to be, but I heard it's supposed to be a good amount. So I just want to make sure I live up in the dorm, so I want to make sure our dorm at least is prepared.
Ragsdale, who is originally from Kansas, also says he is excited for the snow, but is worried about road conditions following those icy temps. Well, during this time in the winter season, seasonal depression is very common. Health officials at Mountain View Health in Knott County say there are many ways to keep one spirit up, including keeping up your vitamin D intake, limiting caffeine, and avoiding alcohol. Now, nurse practitioner Sissy Jones says help is always available.
There's always somebody out there that is willing to, and sometimes it's just the most unlikely person ever. So reach out to somebody who might be going through something.
To see a list of ways one can combat depression, you can visit our website. The 2022 WYMT Fishing Expo presented by Pittsburgh Marine ended early due to the wintry weather. Event coordinators say out of an abundance of caution, the vendors agreed to close Saturday after the event ended at 7 p.m. Despite the news, co-owner of Backwater Outfitters Lexington, Brad Myers, says this year's expo was a success.
We had a ton of people here. There was a lot of people come through. We got to see some people that we didn't see last year. So it was a great crowd last night. This morning's been a little slower coming through.
Myers says they have been participating in the expo since it began. He adds they are looking forward to the next one. The Mountain Arts Center is preparing its stage for the Appalachian Arts and Entertainment Awards this spring, but first, officials need your help. Voting is now open for people to select their favorite artists, musicians, podcast hosts, and more, bringing in a packed house of nominees from 9 of the 13 states across the region. MAC Executive Director Joe Campbell says it is great to see this year's nominees, which spotlights new faces from Appalachia.
We're highlighting the talent. I mean, we're finally having a
having a system to where we can highlight all the talent, not just musicians, but all the artists and entertainers and even behind the scenes folks that make the entertainment industry work. So we're super excited about that.
You can vote for your favorite entries through February 10th. Tickets for the Appies are still available at the Mountain Arts Center.
.39 on this cold Monday morning. We continue to track a little bit of snow across parts of the area, but I don't know if it's all reaching the ground this morning. It looks like it is, but again, looks can be deceiving. Could be hitting some drier slots of air, so we're going to continue to watch that, but it looks like a pretty hefty band there on the satellite radar. Live pinpoint Doppler radar, not so much though. We're looking at that winter weather advisory that took over for that winter storm warning that goes until basically noon today for a lot of counties and 4 p.m. for some of the higher elevation counties. So we're going to continue to watch that for a little while longer and see how that plays out for us. More snow on the way. Maybe not a whole lot more, but some snow. We see temperatures climbing into the upper 20s later today. They're in the low to mid 20s right now, so not a whole lot of movement because of the snowpack on the ground, the cloudy skies, and the possibility for some more snow out there. Out the door forecast this morning, we are going to see those snow chances continue in scattered waves throughout the day, and temperatures only in the upper 20s, maybe 30 if you're lucky. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. The time is now 6:40. Still to come here on Mountain News this morning. President Joe Biden plans to meet up with the leader of Japan to discuss some important topics. That's next.
Travel forecast sponsored by Big Sandy Heating and Cooling, the king of comfort.
Here are 5 big reasons to buy a Toyota Highlander. But the number one reason, the great Toyota savings, like 2.49 APR financing on any new 22 Highlander or Highlander Hybrid, plus 2 years no-cost maintenance. Toyota, let's go places.
When you think of solid wood bedroom furniture, think Artisan and Post. When you think of Artisan and Post, think American made. When you think American made, think sustainability. Because at A&P, we replant a tree for every tree used. Over 2 million so far. But the only thing you really need to think about when you see our solid wood bedrooms is how good they're going to look in your home. Solid wood bedrooms at Kemper's in Hazard.
Hi, folks. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Millions of people have called the Medicare coverage helpline. Call, check your zip code, see if you're eligible, and get what you deserve. Call now.
Call 1-800-476-5600. That's 1-800-476-5600 now.
We need some help.
I know. I'm going to CashNetUSA.com. And if approved, we can have the money in our account as soon as the same business day.
Go to CashNetUSA.com to apply for the money you need.
Catch all the high school and college action during sports overtime on Friday and Saturday nights on WYMT, HNI, and WYMT.com. Sponsored by Appalachian Wireless.
Bull. New day and time. CBS Tonight at 10.
6:43 on this cold Monday morning. It is MLK Day. We're going to continue to see some snow flakes and maybe some showers across the region this morning. But overall, it's going to be a cold day as you spend your holiday. A lot of kids out of school today. I think all the kids are out of school today, actually. And we're going to continue to see, again, some cold conditions out there with the possibility of some snow. Now, satellite radar is showing some decent bands of snow, but again, is this all reaching the surface? So let us know if you're seeing this in your area this morning, and we'll get some reports out there. Also got to try to compile some reports for the highest snowfall totals. I think we're pretty close to our forecast. I really do, with the snowfall from the weekend there. So I think we'll have to kind of see exactly where we feel. It may have been just a little bit short in some areas, but we knew that warm air was going to be a problem for us yesterday, and we talked about that for days in advance. All right, let's go on to temperatures there this morning on the Kentucky Mesonet. Black Mountain at 15, one of the cooler spots this morning. Dorton at 20, they're barely hanging on there. 26 in Barberville, also 26 down toward Boonville this morning. 24 Hyman, 27 Paintsville, Louisa, 25 West Liberty and Moorhead. I-75 at London this morning. Snow, but not a whole lot there, especially on the roads there this morning. I'd say they probably have 3 or 4 inches out there, just eyeballing it. I think we've seen some reports from Rockcastle County had a little bit more out there, but again, just be careful. Looking at I-75 there at Mount Vernon. Actually, it's snowing right there. We finally figured that out. It's snowing at Mount Vernon right now. I see the flakes flying there, and you can see the roads getting a little covered back up there. So that's our first ground report of some snow coming down there. So it's along the I-75 corridor. I-64, this is actually Kentucky 801. The camera has spun there, normally facing I-64, but this is one of the roads that go onto I-64 there. You can actually see the exit ramp for 64 right there, the sign for it. But again, snow covered there and a little bit of snow covered on the interstate. And finally, our Pikeville Medical Center camera downtown overlooking the city. Not too bad this morning, but they picked up some snow even late last night. I went to bed about 8:30, and someone had messaged me, said we just have about an inch, and then I messaged them back when I got up, and they said, oh no, we've got more now. So that's some good news to hear there. So I think we're in pretty good shape across the region this morning. Travel forecast, again, slick roads early, so be careful out there. Could have some slick roads later too, as we see the possibility for a little bit more snow accumulation heading deeper into the day. So just kind of keep that in mind if you have to travel. I hope you don't. Hopefully you can stay at home today or work from home, but if you do, just be careful out there. Winter weather advisory now taking over most of the winter storm warning that continues for a couple of counties in Virginia, most of West Virginia, and Lawrence County, Kentucky for a little while longer. But again, I expect that to be converted over to a winter weather advisory here pretty soon. And what that means is anytime you have a winter storm watch, like we did this weekend, they issued that within 48 hours, but you could upgrade to either a winter storm warning, which happened, or an advisory, and both those are upgrades. I know a lot of folks are like, advisory is an upgrade to a watch. Yeah, it is, because you're still expecting the snow there, and that's what they've done for us this morning. Basically, in the next 24 hours, we could see between 1 and 4 inches of snow. I think it's going to be more closer to half an inch to 2 inches there, but still. As we go through time today, waves of snow will continue to push through for a while. Then by 3 o'clock this afternoon, most of it gone, of course, near the borders. There in the higher elevations, a little bit of snow still left over, but then it tries to redevelop just a little bit as we head toward 11 o'clock news time tonight. Finally starting to see that kind of move out of here as we head toward tomorrow morning, and then the clouds go with it as we head into tomorrow afternoon, so that's some good news. And then as we get deeper into the forecast, we're going to see rain chances return. I think we get close to 40 tomorrow. We'll definitely get above freezing. But by Wednesday, there it is at 8 o'clock off in the distance. Then it moves toward us by lunchtime. And there it is. By 3 o'clock, it's into our western counties, some heavy rain possible. But the good news is we're going to be in the low to mid 40s out there, maybe even close to 50 in some areas. And then we drop as the front comes through and the colder air filters in behind it, and you see that by 7 o'clock. So stay updated with us, WYMT.com, social media, and of course the weather app. It is a great tool to have, and it's free. Download that now by searching WYMT Radar in the App Store. And again, you can't beat that app, especially these days. 7-day forecast for the weekends always in view. Back and forth conditions continue, but it will get cold there behind that cold front on Thursday. Temperatures in the overnight hours could be in the single digits, or at least feel like them, if we see any wind out there. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell is no longer protecting the names of 8 men involved in Jeffrey Epstein's operation. Maxwell's attorney told a federal judge on Wednesday that she would no longer object to their identities being revealed. The men are listed as John Does in the 2015 civil lawsuit brought against Maxwell by by Prince Andrew accuser Virginia Giuffre. Allegations imply that the men were involved in Jeffrey Epstein's sexual abuse of minor girls between 1994 and 2004. Although Epstein is reputed to have had many rich and powerful friends, none have been specifically implicated in court. The final decision on releasing their names, well, that's up to a federal judge. President Joe Biden is scheduled to meet virtually with Japan's Prime Minister today. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says the two leaders will discuss their visions for a free and open Indo-Pacific. They're also expected to talk about working together in the fight against COVID-19. Psaki says this meeting will, quote, highlight the strength of the U.S.-Japan alliance, which is the cornerstone of peace, security, and stability worldwide. The Australian Open is kicking off today without its reigning champ, Novak Djokovic. Now, the unvaccinated tennis superstar left the country after a court ruled that he posed a risk to public health and order. Australia's Prime Minister Scott Morrison said repeatedly, you need to be vaccinated, be fully vaccinated, or have a valid medical exemption in order to enter Australia. The judges who presided over Djokovic's appeal cited concerns the unvaccinated player could embolden anti-vaccination sentiment in Australia. Well, Prince Harry wants to be able to pay for his own police protection when he visits his grandmother, the Queen, back in the UK. Prince Harry wants to be able to bring his son Archie and daughter Lilibet to visit the palace, but believes it's too dangerous. His request to pay for his family's protection was turned down by the British Home Office. The Prince's legal team started a legal challenge to allow him to hire security nearly 2 years ago. A British tabloid report is reportedly forcing the Prince to come forward and clear the air in summer of 2021. Harry believed his security was badly compromised as he left a charity event in London. Well, the time is now 6:50. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Are you concerned that your child has a developmental delay? First Steps Early Intervention providers coach parents and caregivers in ways to support their child's learning and developmental needs. First Steps offers therapies that can improve a child's communication, cognitive, physical, social, emotional, and self-help delays. To find out more, just call First Steps in Kentucky River Community Care at 606-439-1325. Anyone can make a referral. Call now. Take the first steps today.
Holly Gallion. I'm a GYN oncologist. I'm very excited to bring this specialty to Eastern Kentucky. Cervical cancer is the second most common cancer in women worldwide, and it's even higher in Appalachia. This cancer is almost completely preventable through pap smear screening and through HPV vaccination. I'm Holly Gallion at Appalachian Regional Healthcare.
Where to go and what to do in Mobile, Alabama. Personalized just for you. Find your sweet spots at alabama.travel/sweetspot.
Of course the AC dies in the middle of summer. Luckily, we're members of American Home Shield.
American Home Shield provides home service plans that help cover the costs when parts of more than 20 home systems and appliances wear out. Like our AC just did. And if they can't repair it, they'll replace it.
This is totally fine. I don't have to worry about finding someone to fix my fridge. I can just stick to making breakfast. American Home Shield has flexible plans to fit your budget and needs.
This old toilet's been flushing for 3 hours straight. It's no biggie, though. My American Home Shield plan covers items no matter their age. I already showered today. For a free quote, go to ahs.com. That's ahs.com. You stay.
I keep my home smelling fresh with Pretty Litter. And my cats love it too. Pretty Litter changes colors to indicate potential health issues. Shipping is free, so go to prettylitter.com and order today.
Have a news tip? Then call the WYMT News Tip line.
The WYMT News app offers alerts on breaking stories as they happen, customized to the categories you choose. The WYMT News app, powered by Appalachian Wireless.
Welcome back to Mountain News this morning. The time is 6:53. Let's get you up to date before you head out the door. Snow began falling in Laurel County Sunday and continues to impact road conditions. Sunday evening, Kentucky transportation officials felt that road conditions would still cause problems throughout the District 11 region. Transportation officials hope that the roads will be cleared by this afternoon, but it will depend on continued snow and any ice. Well, maintenance crews in Perry County are preparing to clear and salt roads this morning, but crew members are still urging people just to stay home. Freddie Grigsby with the Perry County Fiscal Court says this snow is more dangerous than we experienced a week and a half ago thanks to the ice. Crew members urge everyone to stay off the roads unless absolutely necessary. With the snowstorm making an impact, utility company officials like those with Kentucky Power are preparing for power outages like we've been seeing here in our region this morning. Cindy Wiseman, spokesperson for Kentucky Power, says the company is taking an all-hands-on-deck approach and have been doing all they can to prepare workers and their customers for outages, as well as prepare to assess any damage left behind. The Kentucky Candle Factory destroyed by the Mayfield tornado will not be rebuilt. Some of the 501 employees will be offered new jobs at another location about 2 miles away, but it's estimated that at least 250 Candle employees will be laid off permanently. Some workers filed a class action suit against their employer, alleging they were not allowed to seek shelter during the storm. And let's take a final look at that weather with Brandon.
Forecast this morning, Dakota, still showing some snow on live pinpoint down below radar, but I don't know how much of it is reaching the ground. I do know it's reaching the ground, though, in some locations. We'll show you one of those here in just a second, but temperatures are cold out there this morning. 23 in Wise to about 26 in Prestonsburg, 27 in Logan, and 27 in Hazard this morning. Ashland at 28, so get a lot of 27 showing up out there. Look right here. You got to look real close, but you can see a few flakes flying there at Mount Vernon there. Not as much as we had a little bit earlier, but it was really coming down there for a second. But again, some slick roads out there. Out at the London Corbett Airport, it's snowing there. Just noticed it was snowing on that camera. So there you go. Some more snow out there. Windy as well this morning. So it's snowing along the I-75 corridor. Don't see a whole lot here in Hazard just yet this morning. And we're continuing to watch some slick roads in Hazard and on top of the mountain there, Whitesburg, Pine Mountain, and across the region. So just be careful. If you don't have to be out this morning, please stay home. Winter weather advisories continue for most counties until lunchtime, and then a couple of them go till 4 o'clock this afternoon. So continue to be careful out there and stay at home if you can, because it's going to be a cold day overall. 29 is the forecast high. Sunrise, which we won't see at 7:46. Sunset, we probably won't see that either, but it'll be at 5:41 a little bit later today as the snow showers continue for a little bit before they start to wind down. 7-day forecast for the weekend is always in view. We are going to see temperatures climb into the 40s for the next couple of days, and then as we head deeper into the week, big-time cold front's going to come through, take us from rain to snow on Wednesday, and drop us back into the 20s there by the end of the week, and we could see some intermittent snow chances as we head deeper into that forecast. We're going to keep an eye on that for you and keep you posted, but at this point, we're just going to continue to keep updated and see what we got coming up next.
How many more days until spring do we know?
Oh, not too many.
Too many.
Too many.
Well, it's nice to have you back here at the desk.
I know, right?
It's real fun. All right, Brendan, thank you. Your weather updates continue at 7:26. But don't forget, you can always find news and weather updates all day long on our website at WYMT.com.
Have a great Monday. Stay safe and warm.
Hello, I'm Jason Kendrick. Come shop Hutch Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Paintsville, Kentucky. You won't walk away because you're already guaranteed to be approved.
I'm Bob Hutcherson, and you have my word on it.
Shop us online at hutchjeep.com.
Looking for a little adventure? How about games that multiply your winnings up to 200 times? X marks the spot. With more than $118 million in total cash prizes, X marks the spot. And you can win up to $1 million. You found it. The new X Scratch-Off games from the Kentucky Lottery.
Funding more than $4 billion in grants and scholarships.